And dear colleagues, and we are going, I'm going to invite the next speaker, Christoffel. Are you here? Please.
Yes,
Yeah, hello, hello,
yeah, I'm there. Sorry,
hello.
I was keeping my camera off. I thought otherwise I cannot play with the slide pack, and you just see me typing and get maybe annoyed.
Uh, Thank you. Okay, let me introduce you in few words and then you'll start, okay?
Okay.
So, dear colleagues, our next speaker is Christoffel Sneijders, MCC. He is a renowned expert in human behavior and transformative change. With a rich background in psychotherapy, clinical hypnotherapy, somatic therapy, energy therapy, coaching, and NLP, he empowers clients worldwide to overcome challenges such as leadership issues, burnout, trauma, and addictions. As the founder of an international three-brain intelligence coaching and leadership academy, an executive coach, supervisor, visiting professor at business school in Madrid, and author of the bestseller Relationships, Which Brain is Talking, Christoffel has impacted over 13,000 people globally in 30 years, inspiring profound personal and professional growth. So the topic of Christoffel's today's session is Beyond the Change Myth, unveiling the neuroscience behind the three-brain approach to real transformation. So, Christoffel, the floor is yours. No, please, microphone. It's switched off.
So
Yeah.
I would say thank you so much for your beautiful introduction. Let's first check if everybody can see the slide pack. So,
Yeah.
do you see the slides?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Awesome. So, welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for the online translator. I think her name is Natalie, if I looked it correctly. Thank you so much for doing so. If I talk too quick, please put it in the chat. For everybody, this slide pack will be available via Tatiana. The more you know about where it is. And actually, what I'm going to talk about gives an answer what Timothy said before, how to upscale your coaching. He talks about quantum physics and all that kind of stuff. That is true. And there is something much more to it makes us different from AI and all the other things. And he talks about humans. And I'm going to share about something that not a lot of people know, but actually a Russian scientist who fled to America in 47 already wrote a research document about. And it is three brains. Because just imagine, what if the biggest reason change fails is not mindset, is not your motivation, is not how hard you work, is not that you don't make an action plan, but it's actually your biology. That most of the current gurus, influencers, and even scientists, psychologists, nurse people are missing something really essential. And that's how biology-wise we are set up. I could spend a whole hour on why they don't do it, but that's not interesting. But let's go on. First of all, it was not there. I've got the three brains preference test in Russian. I also showed in the last slide, so you can make a picture of it or later on. What does it do? Oh, I will just get this in for a moment because I wanted to copy that in. So at least you have it. What does it do? It gives you an insight which of your three brains are the most dominant. And it means which ones of your brains will actually make your decisions when you don't think about it. And it makes a huge difference if you coach, if you work, or even in your personal life. So that test you can do later and it's in Russian. If you like to have a more enhanced insight, please do it in English or in Spanish or in Turkish, because then you get a more personalized analysis. The moment I find somebody who can help me to get a translation of all the Russian personalizations, I'm also making it in Russian. That's the next step. So let's go back to coaching and what actually is really strange and what actually gives an answer in how can we make ourselves unique and still be amazing coaches. The question is, does this make sense to you? Does it make sense? Or do you have clients who have issues with procrastination? Or maybe you, eating unhealthy, have sleeping issues, setting boundaries or saying no, or getting more clients or increase the price. What is most times a topic for coaches, or not showing empathy. A lot of times that's an issue of our clients. Or having maybe depressions or anxieties. Lots of such clients. Thank you so much. Your name is in Russian, so if you would like to read it, I really don't know how to pronounce it, but yes. So it's not logical to do this, is it? No. So if it's not logical, why don't we just stop it and say to our beautiful head, sleep? Why don't we say to our beautiful head, just eat healthy? You could ask who's actually in charge of us when we make these bad decisions. Because if it's not our head, then who is it? And we cannot blame quantum physics now for this moment, because quantum physics is us and the outside world. But who inside is making that decision? And that's what kept me, now not inner weak. Nazira, you're not inner weak. Your biology is never weak. Your biology does its utmost best to do the best for you. Only sometimes with an old programming, what you learned maybe 30 years ago. And that old programming is still running the show. Or maybe you had a traumatic experience that somewhere derailed you, or you have some limiting beliefs that maybe are derailing you. Procrastination comes from the belief that you like to do things perfect. Eating unhealthy comes from, of course, your inner system, your gut brain says, I need now energy. Or that it likes to soothe your heart. So, and another question, how often have you regretted a decision and asked yourself, oh, that walks in the wrong way. That's interesting. Let's do that differently. I'll cut this away for a moment. Your slideshow. Why did I think about this? Or why did I not follow my heart? Or why did I not listen to my gut feeling? Yeah? Who of you ever asked this question to themselves? You can raise your hand, or just like me, I'm the only one. So just imagine this. Thank you so much. I don't know your name, but your picture is amazing. And just imagine that this actually is true, that when you say follow my heart, follow my gut, it means wisdom. Now, the things I just moved out to let it show is, now just imagine. And I know how this works, so I can do it extremely quick. When you use the criteria, when we think about it, or follow our heart, or listen to our gut feeling, what are the criteria we use for making a decision? So for you, when you think about it, a lot of things seem obvious in hindsight. Absolutely, Valentina. I totally agree. Because when you think about it, sometimes it's logical. You can put it in an Excel sheet. Pros, cons. What is good, what is bad, and somewhere you make a calculation and you make a decision. But when you say to somebody, follow your heart, what are the criteria? Most people don't know. Yeah, emotions, they say. Okay, who's in charge of your emotions? Who makes the decision to feel happy, guilty, shame, Well, who's making that decision then? The emotions not arise just by quantum physics. Something inside you lets the neurotransmitters flow through your body, what actually is connected with those emotions. Because emotions are a result of a cocktail of neurotransmitters. So who is releasing the neurotransmitters? Who is making the decision? Three brains, absolutely Nazira. You're right. The same for your gut feeling. So let's go to a little challenge for you and see what is the issue with coaching. This is a little made-up scenario. So don't think about labor law or country law or something else. You're manager of a company. The company is making a severe loss. Urgent need to take action. The board decided a minimum of 5 employees of your department should be made redundant. You have 10 employees, same level of competences. That's it. By the way, it's for everybody in the company, so 50% redundant. The board gives you 4 options. Option A is you let go of the 5 older employees. It's the best for production, as the job is physical. Based on their age, they never find a job again. Severe impact on their finances. You can read it also in Russian. B, you let go of the 5 younger employees. They will easily find a job based on their age and experience. And so you let go of me, I'm the old guy, or you let go of Valentina, who's the young girl. Or you say LIFO. Last in, first out. 5 employees worked 15 years or longer. 5 employees entered the last 2 years. That means you have 3 older, 2 younger employees. Option C. Option D is you like to think it over and maybe discuss it with your team. Now, please, in the chat, just type in A, B, C, D. And you can do it also in Russian. I don't know what it means, but that's totally okay. Please make your test. By the way, if you're all coaches, I'm already going to give you the answer you're going to give. 1. Okay, that's interesting. Dislikes in our company now. Yes, I'm so sorry for you. D. So the answer you will give probably is this. C or D. I knew it already up front. I'm not a mind reader, although I am. But why do I know that? Because I know coaches. I know how the 3 brains of a coach work. And to make it easy in that part, 90% of the head and heart brain dominant people will choose C or D. If you're having massive gut brain dominance, you choose A. Now, the most important question is, and that's not about the job, how easily can you change your option? Eh? So let's read A again. Eh? You let go of the 5 older employees. It's the best choice for production. The company is making a severe loss. Urgent need to take action. So logically, safe for your own job, you should choose A. Based on this example. Now relive this example. How easily is it for you now to change to A? And just come aware what's happening inside you. And I see Valentin laughing, and I see some other people thinking, probably not easy, eh? Because now you're fighting with your values. Now your impossible. Now your internal 3 brains are having the discussion. Logic maybe says yes. Your gut brain says, maybe good for me. And your heart says, no. Against my values. This is why quantum physics, artificial intelligence, and all the other scary things will never overtake you as a coach. If you learn this. Because AI cannot do this. AI cannot read your values. I.e., cannot replicate your heart, i.e. cannot replicate your gut. It can replicate all the knowledge you have in your head, and probably better in a couple of years than we do. But knowledge is less than 1/3 of your survival instinct. Is less than 1/3 of all your success. Because research already shows from a Harvard research 50 years ago, the people with the highest IQ are not the most successful in life. It's the people who are adaptability, who can think outside the box, are the most successful. And that is what I cannot replicate. Because we are all energy as human beings, and IE can never measure energy. Okay. So let's prove why I'm right. Success rates of good things. McKinsey and all those other kind of crazy companies promise that they can do a maximum of 40% success rate in culture change. They claim 75% if you do everything. Psychology has a success rate of 35%. By the way, success rate, happiness rate, success rate, how much are people still doing it after 1 year? Happiness rate is after a session you did with your client. I'm so happy that you coach me. Yay! In 1 year, you come back. Do you still do what you learned? No. That is success rate. Coaching, 55%. We're better than psychologists, but we have easier clients. Repetition, meaning asking the client to do an action plan and start doing it by their own grit, determination, willpower. Success rate of 8%. Because people don't do it. And if you think about it, think about your 1st of January resolutions. That you decide to sleep more, work harder, train more, eat less. And how much you still do? Almost nobody. Because repetition is invented for little kids, not for us. It's invented when your head brain is not taking over and start analyzing. Clinical hypnotherapy, I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist, psychotherapist, has a higher success rate because you turn off the head. They're starting this Monday. That is procrastination. But I just imagine going to the dentist has a success rate of 99.5%. So just imagine your dentist. You have a filling that fell out. And you go to the dentist. And you say, by the way, dentist, what's your success rate in replacing fillings? And he would say, a maximum of 41%. Would you go to that dentist? No. Even if they say 65%, you would not go. But for our work, we find that good enough. That annoys it. Okay, 3 brains. Oh, it's already walking in the wrong way. I should have looked at it better. So what kind of living creature is this? I'm going to take this one away for a moment, because that is much more fun. What kind of living creature is this? It's a living creature now, in the sea, out there, in the salty water. It's a stupid question, but it gives you the insight about our 3 brains. And why your head is not so important. Okay, I see Russian and biology in class is not the best. Joke. It's a sea cucumber that looks like a cucumber and it lives in the sea. You already saw the most important thing I actually wanted to ask. What is it missing? And it already shows it. It's missing a heart and a head. Why is this important? So now just imagine we all are coming from this. When evolution started, we were all a digestive system. Every cell in your body is a digestive system. Nutrition has to come in, waste material goes out. No cell has a heart, no cell has a head, but it can work extremely good, as you can see. So if you now think, what's the most important brain in your body? Is it your head or your gut? Or your heart? That makes actually decisions and let you do the repetition and let you make succeed. It's your gut. If you don't believe me, a little test you have to do today. Have to do. So you don't have lunch. You don't have dinner. You write down a shopping list of healthy food you're going to buy. You go to the shopping mall while you're hungry because you didn't have lunch, you didn't have dinner. What will happen in a grocery store? What will you buy? Your healthy shopping list or other things? 99% of the people will come home with other kind of stuff. Why is that? Your gut brain overrides the logic. If you bring this back to coaching, that means you have something to do. Looking at time, I will speed up. The gut brain can be in charge because that's all the neurotransmitters we need to be alive. I will not go through it. All the neurotransmitter gives you fear, anger, energy, resistance to pain, let you relax. It makes you a fighter. The heart brain gives you something unique, and that is oxytocin. That is the connection to connect. The gut brain does not connect. The sea cucumber doesn't have friends. The heart brain makes you a human being. The heart brain is why I knew you would choose C or D. Because you don't do that to old people to fire them. That's your heart brain. Both brains can think independently and can make independent decisions. It goes too far to see this. If you ever like to see it, I have some webinars who are more extended where you can see all the details about this. What is now, back in coaching, their objectives? If you think about your gut brain, it's about success, decisiveness, taking action, resilience, effort. It's like the sea cucumber, I like to be alive. It's the gold medal winner. It is the one that pushes you to go to the end. It's the one that says one step more while you're tired. On the other hand, it's also impatient and manipulating you because it wants to win. It wants to have success. And it wants to see the big picture. It's impatient. What's the pitfall? It's egocentric. It's me, myself, and I. Dominating, controlling, expressing power. It will never say sorry. For all the women out there, if you're in the dating scene, just ask your date, when is the last time you said sorry? If they say never, finish your drink and run away and let them pay. Because you will date a gut-brain person who only lives there for themselves. And as long as you take care of them, they're happy. They're worse than a bloodsucker. If it's your current partner, I will not give you advice. But probably you know my advice. What does the heart brain want? Connecting, empathic, team player, enthusiastic, listening, understanding, all to stay connected. It's the little baby who smiles at you because it knows you have to take care of him. It came into this world because if we as babies don't take care of by our parents, we die. Bonding is our biggest connection. What is the pitfall? Self-sacrifice. Most coaches don't take care of themselves. They take care of their clients, their partner, their kids, their family, their friends. And when they after that have some time left, they fall back on the couch. With the shopping list that was not healthy. And people now say, oh, that's me. Welcome to this world. And the biggest fear they have is fear of rejection. And that makes sense, because if you're rejected as a baby, you don't survive. What's your beautiful head brain doing in coaching? It is the cause and effect. It's your logical advisor. Because this one is the only one that knows tomorrow and knows yesterday. Your heart and your gut are always living in the present. That's why you come home with that different thing than on your shopping list. Your shopping list is made by your head. Cause and effect. Eat salad, healthy. Eat carrots, healthy. Your gut brain says, oh, chocolate, yummy. Wine, yummy. Cheese, yummy. They're all sugars and fat. I need that now. I don't care about tomorrow. This is the one that makes you logical and makes you amazing in stepping. This is what ChatGPT and IE can. ChatGPT cannot do this and cannot do this. What's our coaching challenge? If we think about our added value, is to deal with a client who has those three brains and has those differences. This is where we make the difference as coaches. Amazing coaches. Average coaches, they will be pushed out by IE. I totally agree with the previous guy. But if we can deal with this with our own three brains and with the brains of the client, we have amazing success. That's, yeah. What's the issue where all your clients' issue is, so if you now look in success, oh, that walks in really slow, it is a difference. You have to coach clients, oh, that is not what I wanted. It probably walks in as one. We have to deal with the challenge that if people stop changing, how do they make it happen? The allergy is vulnerability. So doing my action plan I wrote down, oh, it steps me out of my comfort zone. And if I'm not successful, I show vulnerability. I want to be strong. I don't do it anymore. If I do this, maybe I feel rejection because I will be different. Oh, I don't do it anymore. By the way, I don't know exactly how it works. I will not do it anymore. As coaches, we have to coach your clients in all three of them. And only when all three of them say yes, your head, your heart, and your gut say yes to an action, it will change. Otherwise, stay in a success rate of 55% as a coach. And then you will be replaced by any other chatbot. This can make us unique. Now, how is biology stopping our change before we go out of time? Your three brains take more than 40% of energy. 40%, eh? You have 60% left. That means if you see this picture, what do you see? It's the most common picture. Probably two girls, two women. Okay? Say yes if you see two women. Okay. This is system one of Daniel Kahneman's thinking quick. This is your three brains saying, okay, don't use any energy. Ladies, men, gentlemen, and everybody else, there are two birds in here. Birds. You know? Flop, flop birds. Now, try to find them and see what it does. It takes you energy. It means, oh, I have to think. Oh, I have to let go of my old system. Oh, I have to look for something else. This takes energy. Your biology, your three brains say, don't waste energy. Unless there's a huge survival risk, you get fired, or there is a huge bonus, you get 100,000 euros, or you get rejected if you don't know it, or your friends will love it if you know it. Otherwise, your three brains will say, I don't look for it. By the way, where they are in here, eye and beak, eye and beak, and they're here, beak and head. And this is a wing. Doesn't matter. It shows you're not going to look for it. Your biology stops you again. Your three brains make a decision. Only if you coach people on this one to start using the extra energy, it will not happen. That's what we call the law of association, thinking fast and slow, system 1. What is this? This is a coffee cup, everybody would say. Did you ever have this one in your hands? Probably not. But you know it because you do an association. Size, ear. That's how all of us learn and how we do things. Only when you need a high energy, create new neurotransmitters, create new connections, we're starting to learn. So you have to overcome that biology by using the three brains. Because knowing what to do doesn't mean we do it. Think about your shopping list. You know what to buy and you don't do it. Okay, so to sum up, otherwise we're out of time. Your three brains, this is the challenge. Right prediction, belong, personal success. Analyze, perfect answer, mistakes, bonding, beliefs, values, me first. That's the challenge we have when we coach people. They have three different brains and their dominant brain will make a decision. So your clients, they stay reflectively loyal to your biology. Your habits, beliefs, or traumas stop them. Eh? That's the question, A, B, C, D. And following your dominant brain and not listening to your silent one keeps you stuck. Because if one of your three brains is more dominant, you will follow that path. And you will keep on typing C or D. And as long as you do so, you will not do that. This is the challenge, and in my perception, the future of coaching, the future of therapy, the future how we work to each other. Becoming aware how three brains, your three wisdom centers can say yes to a change. If that happens, great. So what should you do? This is a simple analysis, but it's on creating coaching structures that can access to three brains. So which one supports the change? Which one likes to resist it or stay in the safe zone? Which one remains silent? Which brain is blocked by limiting beliefs or traumatic experiences? Coach the client on how to separate the memory from emotions. Eh? So how can you make people choose A instead of C or D? And let all three brains find a common solution. Then it will work. Is it easy? No. Is it successful? Yes. Does it work? Yes. I trained more than almost 300 coaches and leaders in this, in my three-brain coach training. All had massive changes and massive experience and massive experiences. The success rate, what you see in people, is just mind-blowing, minds-blowing. And because one of your three brains say, I learn. I feel safe. I have the trust to go into action. I have something positive to gain. I agree with the what. My new behavior will be appreciated and create better bonds. I have no fear of being rejected. I agree with the who. And I thought about the consequences, the pros and cons. It makes sense. I agree with the how and understand the why, what, and whom. Only if all those three have an agreement, what, whom, how, it will happen. And maybe the why. Otherwise, it will not happen. And if you do it on logical level, it will not happen. If you like to do a three-brain dominance test, please do it. Again, you can just make a picture and just do it. It's free. I don't like to have anything back for it. I just like you to become better in your job. Because if you become better, you make your clients better. If your clients become better, the companies become better. There's less toxic leadership. And at the end, the world comes better. You can make a picture of it if you want. If you speak English, you can read my book. Still not in Russian. Sorry for that. And if you like to stay connected, stay connected. Questions in the last minutes we have. Or did I blow you out of your socks based on all the information I just threw at you? You can always send me an email later Google Translate will translate it, and I can give you an answer. Can we have any social links? Yeah. Yeah, you can hear me now saying yeah. That is more because I right away see, oh wow, how do we do that? So what I can do is, okay, why don't you do it? Build order. Stop you. That's me. Oh, that's me. And from there you find everything. And this is my email address if you'd like to have more information. Questions? Are there in the chat questions, Tatjana?
Thank you so much. There are no questions in the chat,
Okay.
but
Awesome.
there are many thanks and billion thanks. People write. So I think it will be very useful, and we'll use it. Thank you so much for the link, and thank you very much for your contacts. I think it will be useful too.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No, with all pleasure. Hope to see you somewhere in the future.
Yeah, it's not the last time, I hope.
No, I know. With your colleague already, because probably, I cannot say it too loud, but probably we're going to talk about bringing this to Russia with the beautiful Tatjana and her colleague. Keep posted.
Just a second, Christoffel. Yes. Here are two questions, and we have 1 minute.
Yeah.
I'll read it in Russian because they are in Russian. Сколько нужно времени для включения всех 3 видов мозга? И второй, как вы проводите изменения на уровне кишечника?
So what is the question?
Do you hear? Can you hear Natalia?
Oh, how to deal with traumatic experience. Okay, now I see it. Sorry, it was in the chat.
Now, it is switched off channel, Natalia, maybe. Christoffel, do.
Yeah. Now say, how to deal with traumatic experiences. That's a third question I see, but maybe it's the same. Actually, I would say that's extremely easy and extremely difficult. And traumatic experience is always connected to the heart or the gut. The beauty is your heart and your gut don't know time. So what happened 10 years ago feels like now. So the moment we teach the heart or the gut, it's past tense, it's 10 years ago, the emotion gets disconnected from the memory. So you can still memorize that it happened, but you don't feel it like that anymore. And in 3-brain coaching, there are some techniques for that. It goes too far to show it, but it's actually a technique to make the heart and gut brain aware it's lost. The same thing is every traumatic experience that's painful is like this box. We like to put it away. The thing is, we have to get the control back of it. The moment we have control back of it, we can let it go. So the exercises or the techniques are actually studying, connecting with it, and from connecting, letting it go. And that's a special 3-brain coaching technique that brings in from Gestalt, constellations, NLP, hypnotherapy, and other kind of things to make it happen. But no, your head can overcome a traumatic experience, your heart and gut, as long as they don't know it's past tense, they cannot. If you have more questions about it, Marina, just send me an email and we can talk further about it, because I see you speak English at least. And that is also a language I know.
Thank you, Christoffel. Thank you so much. See you later.
Yes, love to see you in the future somewhere, all of you. And have a great time in Russia, Russian-speaking countries, or wherever you live.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And, we're going smoothly to another session.